Yeah, if it's kind of hard to understand me, then it's because I'm not using an external microphone, but using the built-in microphone of this camera. But I'm going to change that during this video, thanks to this WEWAHIVER V36 wireless lavalier microphone set. We have pretty high specs, and so let's see what we get. Comes with the user manual. Yeah, here we have this really nice, beautiful case. It's not super small, but also not super large, but definitely very, very beautiful. We have just one USB-C plug in the back to charge. Comes also with a standard USB-A to modern USB-C plug, but we get even a USB-C to Lightning converter for older iPhones. Wireless range is more than 150 feet. That's pretty far. We have a long battery life of 8 hours per microphone. Receiver will be powered by the phone, and the receiver is super small. You can see that here, this thing, one of the smallest ones I've ever seen, and it still has this pass-through charging option, which as far as I know can even work for live monitoring, but there's no headset here included. What I also like is the style of the microphone, beautiful, and it comes with a clip. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to push, it's pretty hard, but you can see when you push hard enough, you can open that, clamp it here, but it works also in a magnetic way. So I can see now a green light on the receiver, and I can also see a green light here, and I got confirmation from my camera that it's now recording from USB-C. So let's do this microphone test here from a little bit further away, coming a little bit closer, and here on the side. But of course, when we are too close, then probably will have some pop effect, but usually I have it more like down here, or usually even connected with a magnet, something like that. So that's how I'm planning to use it. Of course, also interesting to see what's going to happen with the second microphone. Goes also instantly into green. So I have both microphones now on green. So let's see how they can work together without interfering. So we can make interviews, for example, with two persons. So I leave this microphone here, moving this one away, and then switching more or less to this one here. Of course, this one here is not turned off. It's just a little bit further away. So let's do this couple of times to get a feeling how this works. And so now I can see green here and green on the receiver, which means it's in the normal function, which means the hi-fi function, without noise cancelling, or at least without strong noise cancelling. Now when I click once, the light has turned to yellow. I can still see green on the receiver, so the receiver doesn't change the color, which is a slight disadvantage. So you always have to check on the microphone in which state it is. And so that's the AI noise cancelling, a little bit of smarter noise cancelling, I guess. Here inside, it's probably not very relevant, but outside, I'm going to test how this works. And when I press again, it shows blue. I hope you can see that now, showing blue here, still green on the receiver. And that's the normal noise cancelling with the DSP, digital sound processor. It means basically classic noise cancelling. And when we click again, goes into green again. And when we press 2 times, it will turn red, which is mute, so you won't be able to understand me. And with pressing 2 times again, goes back into normal mode. And so I'm now in the back of the home. You can see the loud AC running here. I have the microphone on green. Now pressed 1, and now it's in the AI noise cancelling mode. I pressed again, and now it's in blue, which means the classic noise cancelling. And now I've removed the receiver, so it's using the built-in microphone of my camera. Yeah, and so I've been listening to the different sound recordings, and it impressed me quite a lot. Noise cancelling definitely on a super high level, top notch. Already in the green mode, it has some slight noise cancelling. I would say a very natural one, barely noticeable for the viewer, but still quite helpful. Then in the green mode, classic DSP noise cancelling, a little bit stronger, but I would say still on the natural side, but you can still hear some background noise, which makes it more natural. But of course, if you want to have the top-notch, highest possible noise cancelling, then you can use the AI noise cancelling, which is pretty much filtering out everything which is in the back. At least that was the case when I was close to the AC outside unit. So if you have to record in a very noisy environment, you have small children, animals, whatsoever going on in the background and need to record some videos, this could be an awesome thing. And what's also great that even in the AI noise cancelling mode, very strong one, the voice sounds pretty natural. I mean, you can hear maybe a slight change, but definitely not too much. Much better than with some other microphones. You could definitely use that. I've even noticed that inside, in the noise cancelling mode, by the way, I've switched exactly to this mode, the AI noise cancelling mode, because I'm recording in a small room. There's quite some echoing going on. And I had the impression that the AI noise cancelling is doing a really good job on eliminating the echo here also inside. So it cannot only help in a very noisy environment, but also when you have to record, for example, in a very small room. And so I've switched back to green, the normal standard recording mode. For me, also very important that the microphone is very sensitive. We don't have different sensitivity modes. There's no gain control like with other microphones, but I can tell you, I've tried so many microphones with gain control, even premium brand microphones from DJI, and I've never used anything else than the highest gain because I've never seen any disadvantages on the highest gain, and everything lower than that needs to be compensated in video editors, which sometimes has some limitations. Also great, the super lightweight, even though it's not super small, but when microphones are too small, this can also have some disadvantages. For example, this A6 microphone, this is so small, it's impossible to grab this thing. So I'm good with a little bit larger size as long as it's lightweight, and that's the case here. What's also great is that the receiver size is super small, easier to handle, and in case you hit something, camera drops to the floor or so, then the likelihood of damage is much smaller. Maybe small disadvantage that it's a little bit hard to see which is the front and which is the back of the receiver, and also that it doesn't represent the LED light color of the microphone, so you cannot see in which mode the microphone is. You have to check on the microphone itself. You can't see that on the receiver. And here also a quick comparison to my current favorite microphone, the Hollyland Lark A1 wireless lavalier microphone, and I think they are on a pretty similar level. Pretty hard to decide which one is better. Lark A1 currently, as far as I know, around $50. WEWAHIVER V36 currently only around $33 with the current deal, but even normal listing price only around $42, so a little bit cheaper than the Hollyland Lark A1. But the Lark A1 a little bit smaller, and also keeping the LED lights in sync between the microphone and the receiver. So you can see on the receiver in which mode the microphone is. Definitely a small advantage here. And another small disadvantage I've found here in the blue mode, classic noise cancellation, that I had some dropouts, like not total dropouts, but very high gain reduction for a couple of seconds and then switch back to normal. DSP classic. I don't know if it was something with my camera or really from the microphone. I didn't have it in the green mode, didn't have it in the yellow, the AI noise cancelling mode. If you decide to buy this one here, maybe just something to double check on your camera, test it for a little bit before you're using it in the blue mode for a longer recording. So I would say both of these microphones are a really good choice. And so if you're interested, I'll put down the link of both of these microphones down into the description, so you decide which one you want to pick. And so I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments or want to share your own experience with this microphone, then just let us know down in the feedback area. I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.